Hello, everyone, and welcome to June, the second month in the fitness revival of my life in this channel. And I've just had the epiphany when editing and scheduling the May update, which is now live. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out if you want. But at the time of recording the start of the monthly vlogs and updates, you probably won't, or you won't see this for at least 3 or 4 weeks, which I think is obvious in hindsight. But I don't know. I just had that thought when I was setting things up and editing the May update and all that good stuff, sort of thing. But you know, I think having weekly updates is a bit too much, so I'm going to stick to monthly for now. But if it turns out that weekly makes a bit more sense, then we may update that as we move on. But anyway, welcome to June. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling quite happy. I'm feeling content. Could things be better? Yes, of course they could. We're always striving to do better. We're always striving for progress and making things a bit better and just being a better version of myself. But how... I don't know if you can hear that. There's an alarm going off on my street. Someone's car goes off pretty regularly. Let's... I'll come back once that's stopped. Okay, it's stopped, and I've realised I've got less than 2 minutes of footage left on this memory card, so let's get through this intro very quick. May went very well. If you haven't seen it already, then again, go check out the update. You know, I chronicled my full month of May, getting back on the horse, if you like, in regards to fitness. Could things have went better? Yes, of course they could. Namely, I think I need more of a structure in regards to how many times that I go to the gym. Not necessarily what I do at the gym. I do still want to make that a bit more of a... weighted more towards cardio as opposed to strength, but I do want to do more strength. And I also think I really need to work on my diet. My meals and what I have in my meals, I don't think are the problem. I just love to eat. I love snacking. I love, just stuffing my face full of sugary things, which I think really needs to stop. So I'm going to continue with my meals, but I'm going to make a very conscious effort of what I eat in between and, cut off times towards the end of the night. Because again, I'm not eating bad in regards to my breakfast, lunch and dinner, but I will have a little treat in between probably all of those meals. And then, depending on what I've got in the cupboard, I'll probably devour everything that I possibly can. So yeah, I've got a bit of work to do in regards to both the meals as well as a structure for the gym. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm feeling pretty confident. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how this month is going to progress. So, little bit of an update. Today is Friday, the 13th of June, and I haven't done anything in regards to the gym or sorting out my diet this month because I have been what feels like non-stop for the past 2 weeks. Mainly for work reasons, also social and parental responsibility reasons and whatnot, but I have been absolutely non-stop, so I've not had a minute to do anything what I would deem productive, but I'm still feeling good and I'm still feeling confident, and I'll tell you for why. So like I said at the beginning, or the clip that you've maybe just saw, I don't know what it was, it's been such a long time since I've done anything. But this month I kind of wanted to regulate or sort out my gym sessions in the sense of how often I want to go to the gym. Maybe not days necessarily, but at least number of times per week. That's not happened, I've not been at the gym at all this month. But I did want to make it 3, maybe 4 times per month. For the 2.5 weeks that are roughly remaining of June, I do think I can achieve that, and I do think I can average that over the 2.5 weeks. So that's going to be fine. That's certainly not a problem. Last weekend, being Sunday, was a very, very, very big, if not the biggest, marketing beat in regards to my job and my work for the whole year. So there was a lot of prep the week running up to it, and there was a lot of post-prep digestion and analysis following that. On top of just being like a parent and having social responsibilities and all that good stuff, I've just not had the time to do anything. But again, I'm feeling quite good regardless because, that's stuff that was important, it's stuff that needed to be done. And again, I think it should be fine moving forward from now on. I've also not really had time to sort of, no pun intended, digest my diet at the minute as well. I'm not going to set out like a proper diet plan as in like I must eat at this time and I must have this much percentage of protein and carbs and that sort of thing. I kind of want to just set out sort of do's and don'ts for the next few weeks, or at least for the remainder of this month, and I think I'll do that this weekend, and I'll touch base when I've done that. But like do's and don'ts, as in like, okay, make sure you eat 3 meals a day, which I normally do, which is fine. Make sure you have, like a glass of orange juice a day, which I also do because it's, vitamin C and it's got it's packed full of other stuff, which is great. Don't eat, past this time. Don't have a fizzy drink until at least this time. Don't snack between meals. That sort of thing, if you can understand where I'm going. At the minute, I'm just like eating my meals and then eating when I feel like it and eating whatever I want in between as well. So while I'm not eating necessarily bad, I'm also not eating good at the same time. So there's some work to do there, and I think I might even do that tomorrow, to be honest with you. I think I might actually sit down properly with a good old-fashioned pen and paper and write down some do's and don'ts in regards to my diet, and then maybe later on down the line, July, August, September onwards, I can look into like actual meal prepping and meal planning to say, right, okay, well, make sure you have this at this time and this at that time and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, from pretty much today, the remainder of this month, I will achieve, on average, 3 times a week at the gym for the remainder of this month, at least for the remaining 2.5 weeks. And then I'll also set out some do's and don'ts in regards to my diet. And again, I'll chat through those as and when, that happens. You'll see it in the next clip. It might even be the next clip that you see after this. But I'm feeling quite positive because, again, I understand that I was busy and, I've not just been sitting on my arse the entire time. I've been up and I've been active and I've been walking about and all that sort of stuff as well. So it's not as if I've just been sitting doing nothing. Again, today is Friday the 13th of June. I did have a day off today, an unexpected day off, which is quite nice. So I just thought I'm going to take off. I'm going to drop the baby at nursery, which I normally do 8 a.m, roughly, give or take. And then I'm just going to go. I'm not going to go home. I'm going to go because I love a wee meander about. I especially run about central London. I love it. I love getting a coffee and a drink and a sweet and a donut and a burger or whatever it is. And just walking about central London in some capacity. If I need to go somewhere, then, visit a few places along the way and just do some of the touristy stuff, even though I'm not necessarily a tourist anymore. Well, I'm not. I live here. But I just love doing that. So that's what I've done today. And today, I left at 8 a.m. and I never got back until 4 p.m. So a good 8-hour day, a good proper shift that I've done today walking about. And I have done 37,023 steps as of right now. That's only going to go up. I still need to go back out later on. And I've also done 30.61 kilometres. That is madness. Madness, that is. That's like 3/4 of a marathon, almost. So yeah, I am a bit sore. I am a bit tired. Good sore and a little bit tired. So I think that kind of negates or balances out, at least maybe for this week, not going to the gym. I've done tons. I've burnt, active-wise, I've burnt over 2,100 calories. I've done 294 minutes of exercise, or active minutes of exercise, which is madness. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good that I kind of got this in today. It was good for the soul. It was good for the mind. I just had actual stuff to get outside and whatnot. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of balanced this week out a little bit, at least in regards to not going to the gym. Again, probably not for the whole month so far, but again, I'm feeling pretty good, so I think it should be fine. Also, I am in the market for either 1 or 2 reusable cups. I want one definitely for my coffee. I want one for like hot and cold coffee. That's what I want. If anyone's got any recommendations, do let me know. I've got my eye on 1 or 2, and I might even buy it by the end of the month, and the recommendations will be null and void at that point since you won't see it until the end of the month. But I really want one of those, and I maybe want a really good proper like water bottle as well. I do have one. I've just got this sort of plastic smash one at the minute. It was only like £8 or something from Sainsbury's. It tells me when to drink and how much I should be drinking. And I like this. I really do like this. But I don't know. I feel like I just want a proper one. I just love buying stuff. I love getting new things. I love getting new tech, if you like, hence the mics and stuff. So if anyone's got any recommendations, let me know, and maybe I'll put it on my socials, my Instagram and whatnot. So if you want to follow me there, do check that out. But again, I've already had 1 or 2 in mind. I think 2 might be a bit overkill. Maybe not. Maybe it should be fine. But I think my priority is getting a coffee one, both hot and cold, and then maybe I'll pick up a fresh water one. But again, let me know if you've got any, because I would really like to do that. Oh, and I'm also going to buy, I think I touched upon this either in this video or the last one. I'm going to try and buy a running vest, because I think that's really going to help my outdoor running. But that's for another time. Again, maybe in this video. Maybe it'll be one of the next few clips that you see. But anyway, small update. First half or the first week or 2 weeks of the month have not quite gone to plan, but I'm feeling positive. Things are on the up. I know what I need to do. I know what I'm going to do over the next couple of days, and I'm going to bring you with me. And if you've seen this, go to the gym. you know, you're sitting there, you can't be bothered to do it. Go to the gym, get up, go. So today is Wednesday, the 18th of June. I'm not sure where that last clip cut off. I didn't realise it cut off until I looked at the viewfinder and it was stopped recording, but I do believe it was right at the end of my point, even though I do tend to waffle quite a bit. So I think all the important information was there from the last clip, and it was maybe just a teeny bit that was cut off towards the end, and I never went back to finish it. But again, I think it's because it was right at the end. But anyway, today is Wednesday the 18th. I'm about to head to the gym, hopefully to do a little bit of a strength training and a little bit of a strength session. If it's too busy and if that area is completely full, then we'll revert back to some cardio. But this is the first time that I'm going to the gym this month, which isn't great for a channel that's trying to do some fitness stuff and be healthier and all that good stuff and set an example and be inspirational and whatnot. I did say in the last clip that I was hoping, I kind of explained why I hadn't been at the gym in the first half of the month, just due to busy work life and all that sort of stuff. But I did mention that I was hoping that I could average 2 to 3 times for the remainder of the 2.5 weeks of June. Today being the 18th and the first time that I'm going, that's a bit touch and go at the minute, but I'm still hoping that I can do that. If I go 3 times this week and 3 times next week, then that should hopefully average out a little bit. Maybe I can squeeze in a 4th. Again, that's not to say that I've not been active. Of course, I've been up on my feet and out and about and in the office and all that good stuff, but yeah, it's not actual physical active exercise, in my opinion at least anyway. It is incredibly hot in the UK, specifically London this week. It is sweltering. I think towards the end of the week it's to get 30 maybe roughly, which I do not cope with and do not do well as a Scotsman in the slightest. So I'm not looking forward to that. But again, I'm going today. Probably won't go to the gym tomorrow because I'll be in the office, but then I'll maybe go Friday and then one day over the weekend, if not 2, if I'm feeling a bit bold and a bit excited or a bit, what's the word? Just up for it, I suppose. But I am looking forward to it. I've kind of laid out some ground rules for myself in regards to my diet. I know I mentioned that in the last clip as well, where I said I'd sit down and actually jot down some rules of what not to do and what to do, that sort of thing. I did that. I didn't actually write them down, but I'm going to write them down. And to be fair, I've kept to them quite well this week so far. I kind of started it from Monday, if you like, and I think I've kept to it quite well. Which I'm quite pleased about. I feel quite good about it. I feel quite happy about it. It's only been 2.5 days, to be fair, but I am feeling pretty good about it. I'm also trying a couple of new things for dinner, which the next clip you'll see is me coming back from the gym and then chatting about my diet and that sort of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I've kind of set some ground rules. It's going well so far. I'm going to the gym and I'll, check in once that's finished. Yeah, we're, slow start to the month, but we're going to pick it up and we're getting there. Okay, back from the gym. Feeling all right, feeling pretty good. The weight strength area was mobbed. It was full of the lunchtime mob. Like me, I'm part of the lunchtime mob when I work from home. But it was completely rammed, and the majority of the treadmills were also taken. So I kind of, on a whim, jumped on the assault bike or the air bike, whatever you want to call it. I've never done that before. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I looked up some very, very quick exercises. And then I settled for a 2-minute on, 1 minute rest, 2-minute on, 1 minute rest. And the initial plan was to do that for three reps or 3, whatever all in. So 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. And then I was going to up that to 5 on, 2 off for 3. But as far as I can tell that, or as far as I can remember, that was the first time that I've ever used that. I found it quite hard, to be honest. I wasn't using my arms at first, which I know sounds quite silly in hindsight now that I know what it is and how it works. But I was like, God, my legs are really tired and my arms are just coming along for the ride. And then I realised, no, actually, it's a full body thing. Let's actually do a full body workout. But I decided to stick with the 2 on, 1 off for 10 all in. So a total of 30 minutes. And it was really tough. It really, really built up a sweat. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. And I will certainly incorporate it into my workouts moving forward. After that, I jumped on the rowing machine for a roughly quick 2 kilometres, which was kind of tough, but I took everything at a very moderate pace. So I think I done overall about a 45-minute workout all in with like rest in between and all that sort of stuff. So overall, I'm feeling quite good. I did really want to just lift some heavy stuff or lift semi-heavy stuff more times, but we'll do that another time. So yeah, so far so good. I'm feeling quite good. That was a nice re-entry into the gym for this month, and I'm quite looking forward to Friday. But let's talk about my diet. Let's talk about what I've changed and what I've implemented and what I'm not going to do and all that sort of stuff moving forward. I did say I would chat about it, and let's chat about it. So like I mentioned before at the, in an earlier clip in this video, I was quite good at having my 3 meals per day, my breakfast, lunch, my dinner. They weren't overly healthy, they weren't overly unhealthy, they were there, they were stable, and I enjoyed them. My problem was snacking quite a lot in between, especially quite late at night, and I think a lot of that was just kind of due to boredom and lack of willpower and all that sort of stuff as well. So I sat down and I thought, right, okay, let's actually implement some rules, implement some do's and don'ts. And since Monday, so 2.5 days so far, including up till this lunchtime, I have been quite good at it, and I actually feel quite good. I don't feel overly hungry. I feel quite content and satisfied. So what have I done? What have I changed? So I'm sticking, as you should, with your 3 meals per day. My diet in regards to breakfast and lunch differ depending on whether I'm in the office or whether I'm at home. If I'm at home, I will have my sort of measured bowl of granola with semi-skimmed milk, a glass of orange juice, water and all that sort of stuff. And then for lunchtime, which you might have seen in previous videos, I usually just have a 2-egg omelette on some toast and that's it. Dinner will then differ depending on what I'm having. If I'm in the office, I usually start every day with 2 slices of brown bread with peanut butter and honey, or a bagel with peanut butter and honey. I get that in the office for free, that's kind of what I do. And then for lunch, it depends on what's happening in the office that day. Sometimes it will be a salad, sometimes it will be different things, but recently I've kind of taken up getting ready-made Huel. I quite enjoy that. I quite enjoy the vanilla flavour. It's quite plain, I understand that, but it does a job. It's like a flat 400 calories, really good for vitamins and all that sort of stuff, as far as I'm aware. I'm not an expert, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'll maybe do a deeper video on what I'm actually eating day by day at a later point, but the point is I have my breakfast, my lunch and my dinner, and that's it. I have completely cut out, for the most part, unnecessary snacking during the day, so anything that's deemed unhealthy. If I'm really hungry for whatever reason, if I'm having a late lunch or a skipped meal or for whatever reason, I'll have a bit of fruit or maybe like a protein bar or something of that nature, but I've completely eliminated snacking from my day-to-day, and I've also eliminated carbonated or fizzy drinks, or fizzy like sort of soda juice drinks, that sort of thing. I'll have like a dash or a sparkling water as opposed to like a regular water, but I've completely omitted like your Pepsis, your Dr. Peppers, all that sort of stuff, and I'll have one at night time if I feel like it after my dinner. That's my new rule. When it comes to sweet things, if I'm feeling it, I will also have something after my dinner, so just a small sweet thing like a cookie or, a little teeny thing like that, but I won't have like a big dessert, I won't have multiple of them, I won't have anything during the day, unnecessary processed sugars. And then I've completely put a hard limit of 9 PM for eating. Sometimes we'll have quite a late dinner due to the baby or work circumstances and all that good stuff, but I used to be, as of last week, I used to be quite the fiend for, just snacking late into the night, having like a fizzy drink, 11 o'clock before going to bed with like a biscuit or something. That's, I've completely omitted that this week. And again, I'm feeling quite good for it. So yeah, top line, 3 meals a day. What those meals are, they differ per day. That's absolutely fine. I'll do a deeper dive on that at a later time on a separate dedicated video. No unnecessary snacking during the day. If I need to have a snack, I'll have a fruit, a protein bar or a protein shake. If I go to the gym, I'll have a protein shake and stuff. My protein, vanilla, very good. No carbonated, like fizzy juice drinks during the day, completely eliminated. I'll have one at night time after my dinner, not during my dinner, after my dinner specifically. And then I'll have this one tiny sweet thing at night if I want, just to kind of satiate my desire for a sweet thing. And then a hard cut off for 9 PM. Again, I'm 2.5 days into this new regime, if you like. It's going well so far. I'll keep you updated, but I think I'm going to stick at it. I'm feeling quite good, so we'll see how it goes. One last quick thing on meals. This week I tried to do something a little bit different, so I bought a bunch of these sort of like meal pouches, which aren't the most... They're filling. They're not the biggest meal. Maybe these are normal portions, but I've just been used to having stupidly big portions. But I've been trying these for this week. I've tried all different kinds just to make sure that I've tried them all. So I'm going to try the Fuel one later. A lovely Ben's original one. I had a Dolmio one yesterday and a Jim Kitchen Peri Peri Grains one on Monday, which I was very sceptical about, but turned out to really, really like. I thought it was good. It filled me up quite a lot. Really good for calories, really good for protein, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to try these this week. I'm not going to just substitute my diet for little silly pouches. I'm still going to live. I'm still going to enjoy myself, especially at the weekends. But I thought I would try all these just to see how they go, because they're not that expensive. 2 out of 2 so far have been very yummy. And I have felt quite full and quite satisfied as well. So I'm going to try loads of different ones, see what ones I like the most, and try and incorporate them into my diet moving forward, which I think will be a nice benefit and a nice change, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll try this one tonight, which is the Fuel Protein Bowl Warming Mexican Bean Chili. And then I'll try this street food Indonesian style thing tomorrow, maybe, or something. But yeah, so far so good. If you've tried these, let me know your favourite. Let me know if you've got any other recommendations. But I am implementing them into my diet. And again, so far for 2.5 days, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling confident, and I'm hoping it's going to stay that way. So we'll see how it goes. Wait a second, sorry, I'm on my way. Hello. Oh, goodness me. Right. Today is Friday, the 27th of June. I cannot remember the date of the last clip that you just saw. I honestly can't. I know it's been at least a week, probably a little bit more, maybe like more 8 to 9 days, I think. So let me give you a little bit of an update from what has been happening there. If memory serves, and I probably should have watched that clip back, so apologies if I'm maybe getting some things mixed up or if I'm repeating information that you've just saw, but for me it's been a whole lifetime. I'm sure I said that I wanted to average at least 3 times a week for the remaining half of June. Spoiler, that's not quite happened, but it's not been far off it, which is good. I did also mention that I'm fairly sure that I covered my new sort of diet restrictions, do's and don'ts. I'm happy to report that I have kept to that for the most part. I've had a couple of cheat days here and there just due to work things and other events that I've got going on. But for the most part, I have kept to that. I feel really good about it. My body's not quite fully adjusted, so I am hungry here and there when I maybe probably shouldn't be, or maybe I should. Maybe I'm just a big growing man. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel very disciplined. I feel very organised about it, and I feel quite proud of myself that I've actually started or continued to keep to something that I maybe haven't done so in the past. Again, it's only been about 2 or 3 weeks that I've actually been on this diet. Again, I had a bit of a cheat day yesterday with a whole... Genuinely, I had breakfast, lunch and dinner at work events yesterday, so that was a bit out the window. And today I've got a bit of a cheat dinner for an event that I've had, in the works for a couple of weeks now, which is quite nice. But overall, I'm very happy with where I am, and to the point where I feel like I can have these cheat days or off days or whatever it might be, and still not feel guilty about it or that I've wasted time or whatever it might be. I'm feeling pretty happy and feeling pretty satisfied. So yeah, overall, sticking to that, which is quite good. In regards to the gym, now last week would have been the second or the first of the last 2 weeks of the month, and I went to the gym on Saturday and Sunday, let me tell you, which was good. On Saturday, I done some weight work, some strength work. I posted my workouts on the YouTube sort of community posts, which is good. I might share them elsewhere on social media, but for now they're just on YouTube at the minute. And I kind of laid out what I did. I did like what I was lifting, how heavy I was lifting, the types of exercises and the sets that I was doing of those, which is quite fun. And I think I'm going to do that for every gym session or every exercise session moving forward. So if you want to keep up with those, definitely on the YouTube comment side of things, or sorry, community post side of things. But I may also post those on social should there be demand for it. Which is good. I feel good about that. I feel quite happy. I feel quite nice. And then on Sunday, I went to the gym, and everyone, I ran my first ever 8K. I'm very over the moon with that. I'm very happy with it. Now, let me do caveat that I chose to stop after 3K and 6K and rest for a minute and then get back on it. And I think it done me the world of good. I think if I would have continued on without stopping, I wouldn't have made 8K. I don't think that would have been possible for where I am at the minute in my fitness journey. But at the end of it, I technically ran 8K with a very brief stop in between. And I thought about it in the sense that... if I was running a marathon or a race or a half or whatever it was, people stop when they need to stop and they don't count that against their time, they don't count that against their run. So the fact that I've done 8K with 2 1-minute breaks after every 3K, so 3 minute, and then the final 2, I feel quite happy and I feel quite proud about that. And to me, I'm counting that as my first 8K. And with that mindset, I think I'm going to try and run 10K, 9K first, but if I have the energy to run 10K in the next week or two, I'll do it. But with the mindset that I will stop after maybe 4K minute last 2, or 3 minute last 1. I don't know. I'll wait and see what I'm going to do at first. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very happy. I've not ran outside in the longest time, but the weather in London has been stupidly warm, and as a Scotsman, I am not built for anything above 18. And it's been over 30 for a couple of days over the last few weeks. It's very warm today. So yeah, it's not the weather for me, at least, running outside. I am looking into buying a running vest because I think having water when I need to will really help me achieve those longer runs outside. But for the time being, I am keeping it exclusively to the gym and to the treadmill, and we'll see how we get on from there. But yeah, overall, I just kind of wanted to update you on that. nice strength session. The workout is on YouTube. I'll put it here. Maybe I've already put it here. I don't really know what I've done in the editing process yet. That's a job for future Sam at this point. But I done my first 8K, everyone. I'll put the timing certainly on screen. Again, today is Friday. I've not been to the gym at all this week because I have been absolutely run off my feet with work and social and childcare stuff. But I do plan to do another double back-to-back session this week, being Saturday and Sunday. So we'll kind of wait and see how that goes, and I am quite looking forward to that. So I won't quite have averaged the 3 per week for the latter half of the month. Definitely 2 per week, which I'm looking forward to. And then that should take us to the end of the month on Monday, where I will give you another update about how the month is going, or how the week is going, or how the weekend is going, probably in this exact same position. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I do also realise that I set myself a weight goal for the end of June, which was 90 or below. I would like to report at the minute, with 3 or 4 days left to go, I have been coming under 90 for the past few days, in the past week, which is nice. So I'm feeling quite good about that. I know not everything's about weight, it's about your lifestyle and how healthy you are. 90 can be a very healthy weight for some folk. But for me, I kind of want to get below 90. I feel good. I feel like I look different. And I feel like I look better, which is nice. And I'll put a nice sort of nice, nice in regards to the shot. I'll put a nice sort of, or context of the narrative. I'll put a shot in of how my body looks, next or in the next few days after I've been to the gym. And compared to the start of my journey, this time last year, I definitely look better. I'm down 15 kilograms, which is mental, which is mad. It's fantastic. But yeah, overall feeling pretty good. Thank you for the journey so far. Sorry for the haphazard put together video that you're watching here today. There will be at least another 1, if not 2 clips that you will see. Again, one of my body and 1 at least rounding out the month after the weekend of hopefully gym sessions. And there may be another 1 or 2 depending on how I go and what's busy and what's not, sort of thing. But yeah, thank you for your watching so far. Thank you for your watching so far, is what I just said there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next few days and seeing out the end of the month. Yeah, it's going to be good. Hello everyone. Today is Friday, the 11th of July, and this is serving as an outro to the June video. So it's very late. It might not even go up today, being the 11th. It might very well go up on the 13th, because if I don't get it edited today, I'm going to be very busy tomorrow, so therefore it will be up on Sunday. But I'm going to do my best to get it up, but chances are it's going to be a Sunday the 13th video, and it's going to be very, very late, and I can only apologise for that, but I do have reasons for it, which I will touch upon slightly in this little outro piece. But let's just round off June first, shall we? So the last clip, or clips, that you saw, it was the last speaking clip, at least, was from Friday the 27th, where I was kind of explaining you've got a few more days left at the gym and all that sort of thing. I am sitting outside. Hopefully these mics are doing a good enough job to make the sound not too bad, but we'll need to see that as well. Maybe this is completely fried, who knows. But anyway, and then the actual final clips that you saw were of my body change, which, dare I say, is quite vast and different, which I'm quite proud of, as well as me actually showing my weight at the end of June as well. And those final 2 clips were taken on Monday the 30th, after I'd done the weekend at the gym. So on the Saturday, I done a nice sort of weight, chest and arm workout, kind of one that I threw together based on like things that I read online, like the easiest or the most functional or the best workouts to do at the gym with dumbbells and the bench and that sort of thing. So I kind of threw my favourites together, and if I'm honest, it was maybe like the top 5 or 6 from that list, but it's one that I'm currently doing at the minute. If you want to see that, actually, I made a short video on that workout, on that actual day, actually, being Saturday the 28th, which I've just uploaded to YouTube, so at least there's some content on there. So if you want to check that out, again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or if it's the best thing ever, but yeah, it's quite fun, and I think it's it's working for me, at least at the moment, which is nice. And then on Sunday, I done a nice cardio workout, and let me tell you, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, I done my very first 9k. Now again, I granted it is on the treadmill, and it's not running quite outside, which I know there is a bit of a difference, but it is a personal best for me, a new PB, something that I have never done before, something that I've never ran before. I did upload that to Instagram, so if you follow me there, then you would have seen that, which is good. All my runs are on there, which is fun. And yeah, I done my very first 9k, which I'm over the moon with. I'm so happy with. 10k is next, which I think is doable and I think is achievable. And if I can hit 10k inside, then I'm going to feel more confident about running outside. I've not run outside because the past few weeks have been terribly warm here in London, hitting 30 plus quite a lot of the time, and it's just unbearable to stand in, never mind to run in. So once it kind of cools down a little bit, I will aim to do more runs outside. I will aim to get more videos for running outside up on the channel, but at the minute it is going to be mainly indoor cardio. But anyway, again, those final 2 days of June I did go to the gym. First one was a weight one, second one was cardio. Over the moon, so happy with what happened. I'm delighted with myself. And then again, the last 2 clips you saw was the current state, if you like, of my body. Which again, I know I'm not ripped or anything, I'm not got like a massive six-pack or anything like that at all, but if I looked at a picture the other day of myself when I started this whole fitness journey about just over a year ago at the moment. It is night and day. It's madness. I actually cannot believe the difference in myself. You know, I knew I was looking a bit better, I knew I was losing weight, I knew all that stuff was happening, but when I actually look at the pictures side by side, it is frightening that I was ever that big. I think that is genuinely the heaviest that I've ever been. So I'm delighted with my progress so far. I'm very happy, very excited with that. And again, the weight, I know weight's not everything, I understand that. I am down 16 kg, which is really fun, actually. It's really good. But I did set myself a little sort of mini goal at the end of June to be at least 90, if not a bit less. And as you saw, I came in at 88.1 kilograms, which I am, again, delighted with. So yeah, that's kind of the outro for June. Sorry the video was so late. If I'm going to be honest, I haven't done anything for July yet, but I will touch upon that in the July video, which is coming out hopefully at the end of July and not 2 weeks into August. But I'll touch upon that and I'll touch upon the reasons in more detail, but let me just tell you a little sneak peek. I have been non-stop busy at the moment. Things kind of happened at work, good things happened, but things that really took it out of me, physically and mentally, dare I say. And you know, a big part of this fitness thing is about your mental fitness and stuff as well, so I really couldn't focus on content and videos and that sort of stuff, so it's been a little bit of a drag these first 11 days in July. I've not been at the gym at all, but I have done some quite heavy days in regards to walking and stuff, so I do think I am keeping up with my fitness. But in regards to active fitness and active calories and active working out, it's been null and void, unfortunately, which is, you know, a bit of a shame, but I will pick that up again, hopefully starting Sunday, but we'll wait and see. Again, today's Friday the 11th, tomorrow I am busy all day for a work event in Bristol, which is going to be fun, but it's going to be busy. And then Sunday, I don't know, I kind of want to see Superman, so we'll see if that happens. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, thank you for your patience. Again, I appreciate, I thought the sirens were going to go by. I appreciate this is almost 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks late by the time you're watching this. I am sorry, I genuinely am. I'm going to be more on the ball moving forward. And hopefully it won't be late moving into, or for the July update towards the end of the month, moving into August. I think it should be fine. I need to get into the habit of editing these videos as I go, but you know, that's not really something that I've done so far, but I will do it, I promise I'll do it. And I'm going to make a lot more videos in between as well, so the only long form stuff isn't these late monthly updates. But anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for your journey here so far. Let me know how you're getting on in your own fitness journeys. I am very intrigued to hear how things are going. You know, hopefully my sort of small doings and gains in this world, where I'm again not claiming to be an expert, is in some way inspirational to folk. Because if I can do it, you can do it, and that is genuinely a promise. I know it's a cliche, I know you hear it all the time from folk, but genuinely, for me, that is the case, and I promise you that. But anyway, again, thank you for watching. I hope you've had an absolutely wonderful June and a wonderful start to July now that we're here. Again, let me know how you're getting on in your fitness journeys down below. Let me know if you want to see anything more or anything different. I'm going to try and upload a few more short videos this month, as well as a few more random shorter long form videos at the same time. But again, if you want to keep up with my runs as and when they happen, check that out on Instagram. All the links will be in the description down below, and we'll go from there. But anyway, have a wonderful day, a wonderful month, and we'll see you at the end of July for the July update. Goodbye.